Hey there, guys. How's it going? So this week was a pretty short week. Um, I was only in the classroom Monday and Wednesday because Tuesday I went to the CLI meeting with Miss Janetti, and also Kelsey and Miss Vasquez got to go, and Miss Gray went as well. So on Monday, Miss Janetti had mentioned to me that she wished she had taped my lesson of me doing Mrs. Rectangle because she thought that my voice was really funny and that the kids really enjoyed it and they were very active and participating really well. And I just thought that was a good something positive that came from my week. It made me kind of really excited and boosted my confidence a little bit because I tend to get nervous once I start lessons. On Monday I did a census activity with the kids again. We had a was more like construction paper, and then it said, hear with an ear, taste, smell, touch, and then I printed out pictures from the computer and put them on little tiny pieces of construction paper, and the kids had to find or tell me where they thought that it would go, and then um, once we I would have, come up once at a time. I had one at a time. I had enough for each kid. And then, we went over the chart to see if we just to go over it and look at all the different things that we could use with our senses. On Tuesday, we went to the meeting for CLI, and it was really funny because I actually ran into somebody that I know, and she is from the George Washington School in Philly, and it's actually in South Philly. It's like 10 blocks from my house. And she's a friend of the family. And when I was in high school, I did musicals for our school, and she was always there at all of our practices and did our sound and worked our microphones for our plays, and it was just really great to see her again. I actually did 40 of my 80 hours of observation in her classroom. She was in a first grade then, but now she's in a third grade. And I actually know her student teacher. She's a friend of a friend who I just know from the neighborhood or whatnot. So it was really cool running into them and seeing other people who are teachers and student teachers that, are out of my realm basically right now. At the CLI meeting, we looked at and focused on formative assessments and summative assessments. And one of the things we looked at was like quotes on assessment, and I thought that was like really helpful because I got to look at all these different quotes and to see what all these people think about assessment. And I guess I never really thought about assessment in that way. So it was just really, cool to hear what other people had to say about, because you had to pick your favorite one and then talk about it. So it was really neat to hear what other people had to say, especially teachers who have been doing this, for a few years, for a long time and whatnot. And then they did like a formative versus summative assessment. And then we did types of formative assessment, which was like really extremely helpful because I guess I never thought of some things that they talked about. Some of the things we said was like message time plus, whiteboards, observation centers, small groups, classwork, conferencing, running records, cafe, inventory, anecdotal records, word list, letter recognition. And just some of these, like, I guess I never really thought of something that you could use for assessment, or maybe, like, I never really thought about it as it, I don't know. I guess I just really didn't think some of them could be used for assessment, or didn't think to use them as assessment. And then we it was just a quick thing. And then they went through all the different types of assessments. And then we got to use their laminators and color copiers, which Miss Janetti loved because we had tons of stuff to get laminated because our laminator is broken. And then, so that was like a really great, fun, educational day. I'm really excited to get to the next meeting. We have 3 more meetings, I think, that I'll be at, but they go till like March, I think. And then Wednesday was a pretty crazy day. Our one boy who has mood disorder and allergies and all stuff like that, he was acting out extremely that day, yelling very loudly. But he's now crashing with the other boy who acts out. But the other boy doesn't have any kind of problems or anything. He just basically doesn't listen. So the boy who acts out versus the boy with allergies. The boy who acts out basically did not learn a thing that whole day and hasn't really been learning, and that's very hard for Miss Janetti. I can see when we talk about it how upset and disappointed she gets with that because she wants everybody to be learning. And he basically swept the floor for us. He was on the floor crawling around with his hair, sweeping his hair back and forth. And it really just seemed to get out of hand yesterday. So Miss Janetti, I wasn't in the conversation, but I was standing next to Miss Janetti, looking at those around me. But I was listening to what she was saying to the boy's mom. And she told him that, like, he's not welcome back into the classroom unless that the mother is there with him. And because, it's just, at this point, the Miss Janetti doesn't know what to do, and we figure that's our next step is to get the mom in there and to get her to try and help us and see what he's doing. But hopefully on Monday that'll work out. We don't want to threaten him, with we have to bring mommy in again, but if that's what's necessary to get him to start learning, I guess that's what needs to be done. But other than that, it was a really short week. I'm enjoying my 2 days off. So I will see you next week. See you later, guys. Bye.